Whoa. Whoa.
It's my question.
It's getting serious.
This is so weird.
Honestly, I didn't struggle at ASU at all. Like, it was a breeze for me. No, I was kidding.
I was about to beat your ass.
I was just kidding. No,
Did you see what? Or did you want to? Okay. That's wow.
Hello.
Hi, my name is Esmeralda Franco.
Hi, I'm Chris Rapnut.
Hi, my name is Katerina Cisneros.
Hi, my name is Greer Alba.
Hi, my name is Simonne Campos. Hi, my name is Leah. My pronouns are she, her.
Hi, my name is Srikar Reddy.
Hi, my name's Zach Teedy.
My name is William Camacho. I am a marketing major and I am 25 years old. I am from the island of Saipan, little US territory. I've been out in Arizona since 2015.
I'm a graduating senior from Dana Point, California, and my major is public service, public policy with a concentration in social services delivery, a minor in criminology and criminal justice, and a certificate in public administration.
Current senior at Arizona State University, graduating in 2023. I got a major in medical studies and a minor in business. And I like science, it's one of my favorite things.
I am a transborder studies major.
I am a graduating senior here at ASU. I am double majoring in theater with an acting concentration and also filmmaking practices.
I'm a graduating senior majoring in computer science.
I am a senior here at ASU. I'm double majoring in both supply chain management and marketing at our WPQ School of Business.
I'm an international grad student and I major in electrical engineering here.
I'm a graduating senior majoring in transborder studies, and I'm the storytelling chair for Changemaker Central.
How do I feel about being so close to graduation? Every time someone asks me about graduating, I always tell them it's a combination of being excited and scared, but more excited than scared. I do think that this whole student thing that I've been doing for like 16 years now, I'm ready to be done with it. I just don't feel like I learn very well anymore in a classroom. And I'm really excited to see kind of what is coming next in terms of like, you know, where to go, my career, stuff like that.
I am very excited to be done. It's been a tumultuous 4 years. And I'm ready, but I'm, I don't know what lies ahead, and it makes me a little nervous, but I'm excited.
I'm feeling terrified, honestly. I'm so scared to graduate. I'm so excited. I think both of those things can coexist, I feel like. I'm excited to be done and to have all my hard work kind of come to this culmination of, graduation, but I'm also terrified of the future, am I gonna get a job? Am I gonna make it? Am I gonna be successful? Which I know is kind of a hard question to even answer if I get there, but definitely terrified and excited.
I mostly just feel like it was long overdue. I'm excited, not in like a draggy, long overdue way, more so like, finally I'm here, I've made it to this point, and it's a big accomplishment, so mostly feelings of goodness, happiness, and excitement.
My dreams and goals have definitely changed since I started ASU. I started as an education major. I was going to be a teacher, and that was gonna be my life. And I was helping teach at a school, and then not just with the pandemic, but also the pandemic, I found classes about Chicano literature and Chicano culture, and it was a passion I didn't know I had. And I've always believed that when you do things that you're passionate about, things will fall into place. And so I just went for it. I didn't know what transborder studies meant. I still sometimes am wondering what transborder studies means. I have a better gauge of it now, but I love it, and I'm so glad that I've made that change. And I've learned that even if you have a plan and you have things that you think you're going to do, it's better to just go with the flow, which is something that I wouldn't have said 4 years ago.
I was about more than halfway done with my fall semester of senior year, so I was close to the finish line. But I got into a relationship, and I've been a full-time employee every second I've spent in university. So I've had 40-hour weeks as a server, and then juggling that with school was fun and manageable. And then when I got into that relationship, it was just kind of like another hat that I had to wear. And at that point in my life, I was contemplating whether or not I wanted to continue with business. So when I felt like I needed to take off one of those hats that I was wearing, I took off the student hat, and I ended up leaving. I ultimately decided to come back for several factors. One obviously being just that I was so close to the finish line, and I didn't want to waste those 3 years. ASU had constantly emailed me about like Project Finish Now, and all those little extra incentives to come back, and that definitely played a part in my decision. And then also just kind of like, no matter what way you look at it, a college degree is an asset, and I feel like the more assets I can accumulate, like I'll be able to throw them in my toolbox and like go to work, regardless of what I do have. So that was a big motivator to come and finish as well. In my 3 years that I spent gone, like I had really come to terms with the decision, even though like in hindsight, my reason for leaving was not necessarily the best one. But in that time that I was gone, I was able to kind of focus on myself and really just kind of take care of me. And I think that really helped and also led to how I've succeeded so far in my time back, if anything.
I would say from a professional standpoint, my dreams and goals have not changed. I've wanted to do the same thing professionally since I was 12 years old, and that still hasn't changed because I still want to explore that. But I would say in terms of what I want to do outside my career has changed. For instance, sexual violence prevention is really important to me. It's something that I've done for 4 years, and meditation is also another big part of my life. And so what I really want to do is I want to bring breathwork and meditation to healing centers for victims and survivors of sexual violence. And that's something I would have never thought I would be interested in or thought possible before starting college. So that's definitely something that I'm very passionate and definitely want to do as an adult in the future. Since I was younger, I knew I wanted to build and program applications that help people with cognitive deficiencies and just make technology more accessible and work on those kinds of projects. And that's still a passion of mine. It hasn't changed. It's just different from my outside professional goals. So both still exist. They're just different.
Coming into college, I really wanted to be a theater major. That was something I really wanted, but unfortunately, my parents were helping me with college and they didn't necessarily see that as a promising career, if you will. So I was told to major in something a little more practical. So when I came into college, that was something I really wanted to focus on when it came to extracurriculars, was finding a group of people who loved theater as much as I did. So I joined the Bear in Mind improv team for a semester, and I had so much fun. It was a super cool experience, and that was definitely one of the highs, being able to be around like-minded people who enjoy the same thing as me, especially because I came from a performing arts high school. So that was really cool. I also had a really incredible opportunity to be a McLeap's intern, which was a really cool experience and definitely kind of showed me new things that I could do in my career and new things that I might potentially be interested in. So that was a really eye-opening experience.
I came to ASU as an 18-year-old excited little freshman and trying out for our D1 ACHA hockey team. We had about 150 kids at the tryouts, and only about 30 of them would make it through to D1 team, and I'm very thankful that I was one of the few that was able to get through to that. During that year, it was probably, I'd say, one of the most challenging years for me, especially being an 18-year-old balancing hockey, which was probably 3 to 4 skates a week with games on the weekends, so like a Saturday, Sunday kind of thing. So playing hockey almost 6 times a week, close to 5 or 6 times. When you're in a rigorous academic program such as medical studies, with an addition of a minor, there's something that's very important that you have to take care of, and that's your time. Because, well, I mean, there's only 8 hours in a day that you're probably awake. You're sleeping another 8 hours, and then you have to eat for a few hours. So with all that in mind, it was a juggle, really. There's a lot of juggling that you have to do with a hockey career. And unfortunately, now as a senior, I'm not playing hockey anymore. After that COVID year, sophomore year, which was I think 2020 roughly, that kind of stirred the pot for me a little bit. Had some injuries to deal with, got some concussions, and I haven't played for the last 2 years because I had herniated discs in my spine, which has forced me to stop playing for a while. And of course, I miss that every day. I think about it all the time, and I wish I could go back because, well, you get to hang out with 3 of your best friends, and I may not be able to see them ever again because we're all going away. So that's something that's near and dear to my heart.
I believe that identifying as a disabled person of color has shaped my college experience in a way that it's kind of hard for me to put to words sometimes, but I will try. I feel as though it's very lonely. I feel like it's definitely an isolating experience, no matter how many people I talk to. And don't get me wrong, I have a wonderful support system in place, family, friends, that I love dearly, but sometimes it's hard for them to understand just how truly hard it is sometimes. Talking with professors, it feels, I feel like a broken record when I'm talking about my struggles with my disability, and it feels like I shouldn't have to feel that way, but I know a lot of that is probably from me, myself, feeling that way. Like if I have to talk about, I might need an extra day or something, it feels humiliating is kind of what I would put it. And so I definitely feel like my college experience kind of took a hit, I would say, because of that, just because it was something that hurt me instead of uplifted me, which, I mean, I guess having a disability is always difficult and hard, but also I feel like should be something that's just me. It's just a part of me. It's not something to be ashamed about, obviously, for anyone. So I definitely think it shaped my experience in a way that hurt me, but also uplifted me, if that makes sense.
In my life, I felt like, since growing up, there just seemed to be like a bigger learning curve for me to navigate, especially with my parents being first-generation immigrants. They went to like college, high school, all of that. They grew up in the Philippines, and they came over to the United States, of course, to provide opportunity for me. And it felt like a lot of growing up was almost like I was learning how America operated with them. I like to think that I don't have too many regrets in life. But I do wish that when I was growing up, especially when I was like in like middle school and like junior high, I just wish I was more gentle like with my parents. Just because I guess when I was like a little kid, I didn't really like understand that like all of this was both new for them and new for me. And oftentimes when like my parents like make me like Filipino food for lunch and then tell me to bring it to lunch, and I'm like, no, I just want a sandwich. But they like made this meal for me, and I just felt like almost embarrassed. I don't want to say embarrassed, but I probably was feeling embarrassed in the moment. And stuff like, when they're talking to their family members on the phone, they're speaking in Tagalog, and like my friends are like, oh, what language are they speaking? I'm like, oh, they're speaking Tagalog, and like I just didn't want to talk about it, just because I really felt the need to fit in and blend in. growing up. And I think now in college, I've luckily learned to embrace my culture, just because I've now recognized the value of not just individualism, because of course people want to be their own character, but the community that comes with being a person of culture. When I find Asian American people now on campus, I just know that we have the dimension that we're able to bond with, or bond about, is that the right way to say it? I've learned to accept a lot of the things that I know I can't change, with my culture being one of them. So yeah, kind of rambled there.
I carry the weight of my parents being immigrants. I carry the weight of being a woman. I carry the weight of being Latina. I carry the weight of having mental illness. I carry the weight of a lot of things. And there's always this like need to prove myself and to finish. And there's just so much on the line. I have a scholarship. I have people depending on me. My dad never went to school, and my mom made it to the 6th grade. And they came here. They gave up a lot to be here in America. They came from Mexico, and they really did start from nothing. I remember us struggling to put food on the table and to have a house and to have clothes and just to be alive. And my parents gave up so much of themselves and what they wanted to do and who they wanted to be so that I had a future. And everything they've ever done has been for me to succeed. And like, they never got to do what they loved. They never got to fulfill their potential. My parents are so smart, but they never got the chance to go to school. They never got the chance to learn. They never got the chance to grow. And everything that they wanted is expressed through me. Like, when we were on campus, my dad was like, this is a city. Like, this is insane. This is crazy. I never thought I'd have a daughter that would be going to school. And like, again, just like the fact that I work in a building with AC is insane to them. And like, so much of their life has been struggle for me to have the place that I have here at school, at work, in my life. And so my graduation is their graduation, and me reaching my dreams is them reaching their dreams. And so, yeah.
Very important, because without my support network, there probably would have been a lot of areas that I would have struggled in, and I probably would not be in the position that I'm in right now. I guess I'd give a special thanks out to my parents and both ASU for giving me their time and resources to take care of me, especially if anyone needs them, the ASU counseling services. I'd highly recommend that.
My experience in my Greek organization, I lived in the chapter facility my sophomore year, and that's where I met most of my friends. And they were really instrumental in my sophomore and junior year. I struggled with a lot of mental health issues, and having that support system within my friends who were actually like on campus and like saw me like living my day-to-day life and knowing what I was actually going through, as opposed to like my mom or my sister who were home and didn't really experience like the day-to-day. It was very helpful to have like a close-knit group of girls, group of friends who could just support me and be there for me through my struggles.
My support system here at ASU was really my friends here that I made, because I was away from home, and in the first few months I did not have any like that close of a friends to talk to, or like a support system, if you would say. But then as time went by, I had my group of friends. Now they are like family to me, and I can say, yeah, they always supported me and encouraged me in the things I do. It would really be different if not for them, my experience here at ASU.
Transferring in was a weird experience, and it was really lonely a lot of the times because I was in this weird middle space of not being a freshman but also still being really new. But I can say that I did get a support system within my last year here, and it really has made all the difference. It reminds me that I'm not alone, and it just lets me be myself. So my friends and mentors and colleagues really make all the difference in you know, letting me enjoy my time here rather than it just being work. I get to have some fun. I get to be myself, and so the support system means everything.
Advice I give to my younger self. Honestly, that dude that started college is not listening to anyone. He would never listen to any advice I give him. I would just leave him alone and make him figure out his whole life, because I've turned out good, I hope.
I would give 18-year-old Simonne a hug. I really think that was the best advice that she needed. She needed a hug. She needed to be told that she doesn't have to stress out so much, that she can breathe. I would tell her that if you're a couple of minutes late to class, it's not the end of the world, or that if you miss an assignment, it doesn't absolutely destroy your worth. I was so scared. I was so anxious, and I was so, uptight. And I would tell her to chill, I think, because it's all gonna work out, and it all did work out. But I would also tell her to trust her gut.
Be prepared. Prepare for everything. Get ahead of all your homework. Be prepared for twists and turns, ups and downs, because they will come, and they will really try to knock you out. But just be prepared. Just do the best you can with what you have and where you are, and just kind of go along for the ride.
I would just give encouragement, and I would just say, just do what you're doing, go with what you have in your mind, and I would just encourage her to do whatever she's doing, because I don't have any regrets with how my experience was, and I just think she was doing exactly what she needed to do, and I know now she's gonna learn everything she needs to, she's gonna do everything she wants to, it's gonna be an amazing experience, so she doesn't need my help, she's got it.
My most memorable experience thus far, I would say, was my entire sophomore year. I was a residential engagement leader for the W.P. Carey School of Business, and I did not live on campus prior to that. So that was my first time living on campus and really being pushed, or so to speak, immersed into the community, as opposed to, just commuting. So I would say that being a residential engagement leader and really interacting with my freshman students at that time was very memorable for me.
My most memorable experience was I broke into a building. I don't even know what building it was. It was one of the live science, some sort of science, biology kind of situation. And they have a floating planet, and they have bones and all this random stuff. It was really cool, and there was no one in the building. The lights were off, so the lighting was amazing. And me and my friend made, I think a professor had keyed in to go do research, because they had labs in there, little actual labs, not fake labs. Sorry, theater lab. But they had real labs, and we broke in, and we were just doo-doo-doo, and it was very much 1 a.m. and it's very that. But on the legal side of things, for where I work, social embeddedness, we brought in high school students, and They were able to experience, ASU. They went to the dining hall, they got a tour of the campus, they had a class, and they were able to go to the football field. And I just found out that 2 of those kids are going to ASU, and one of the kids from that program had already started at ASU, and it was just so cool to see. Like, I was a teenager once back in my day, and that was me not knowing that if college was going to be possible for me, and to see all the great things that ASU has to offer, the buildings, big buildings, dining halls, all these people, and seeing them be like, yeah, I belong here too. And that was really cool to see and to be a part of that.
Honestly, I think my most memorable experience was being able to do the ASU theater show Safe at Home. It was my first return to theater in like 2 years, and I had no clue when I auditioned, but it was bringing together 2 things that I'm passionate about, which is social justice and immigration politics and performance. And it was a piece that really stuck with me and that I was really, really grateful to do. And it was great to sort of be back in my element.
What are my plans for the future, huh? Right now, once the graduation comes up, probably gonna take a gap year and pursue some different careers, specifically a genetic counseling assistant, which is I'd work under a genetic counselor. Trying to actually get into one right now at Phoenix Children's Hospital. That's one area that I like. There's another area which is medical device sales, which working through my lab, there are some opportunities for me to go into that.
I fortunately have a job planned for me, and it's somewhere far away from Arizona. It's in Minnesota. I have an 8-month internship there. I plan to go there and like move states, make new friends there. But yeah, I had to get a job. Like, that was really important for me because, like, being an international student, if you don't have a job like planned right for you after graduation, it's too stressful. Like, if you don't get a job, then you have to, think of different things, so like continue your education or go back to your country and maybe get a job there. Because like it's too much planning. Like, I don't mind going back to my country, but with the opportunities that I have here to learn new things.
I don't know. I don't know. I've applied to a couple programs. I've applied to a couple things, but nothing is set in stone yet. I was way more terrified a couple months ago about not being sure what was next. Now, I'm still nervous, but I'm excited for the opportunities that are gonna come along, hopefully. No, but I don't know. I just want to make an impact in a real way, and I want to feel happy, and I want to shine in the way that I was made to. I'm not sure what that looks like yet, and that comes with a lot of emotions, but that is where I'm at.
My plans? Well, I applied to the largest foreign exchange program there is. It's here at ASU called Fulbright. So I applied to Fulbright. I applied for an ETA position to go to Costa Rica for about a year. And then if I go, so I'll teach English for a part of the time. And then my project there is I'm going to teach kids from underrepresented communities how to breathe and meditate. And so that's going to be my project while I'm there. And I'm hoping to also work with some disabled individuals as well and just teach them breath work and volunteer with in those places. And I'm hoping that happens. I don't know yet. I'm still waiting to hear about final decision.
I am a researcher and a big nerd, but I'm also an artist, and I would love to find a way to make those two things come together. I saw it a little bit in Safe at Home.
I've seen it in glimpses and in flashes in the things that I've done here, but I don't really know what that looks like for a career. But I really think that that's what's gonna make me happy, is to be able to combine my artistry with some real community impact. And you know, it serves me and it feeds my soul, but I also know that it helps others. Those are really the two things that that's all I want.
Otherwise, I'm gonna work until then and then start my passion projects. Just getting breathing and meditation into the healing spaces for victims and survivors of sexual violence.
%. I'm very proud of myself. I just feel like throughout my entire life, I don't know, maybe it's kind of like I'm proud of myself for overcoming myself, if that makes any sense. I've just been so hard on myself, and honestly, since like first grade, I've always had such high expectations for myself. Growing up, like having an older sibling, you just like subconsciously compare yourself to your older sibling. She's only 3 years older than me, so it's very much a situation where like she did something and then like a couple years later I did the same thing. I just always felt like I had something to prove, and that's not a way to fully live life, I guess. Just like always thinking of something to prove, or maybe it is, depending on who you are. So going back into why I'm proud of myself, yeah, I just felt like throughout my years, I've always felt like I've had something to prove, even though honestly, that's not the case. I have for sure learned to stop living for other people and start living for myself. And I think that's the biggest thing.
It would be ridiculous for me not to be proud of myself. And honestly, a month ago, I think, if you were to ask me if I was proud of myself, I probably would have said no. Or I would have been like, I don't know, I guess. But like I said, it has been a lot these past 2 to 5 years for me. And you know what? I'm still here, and I'm still graduating, and I'm still doing it. And so, yeah, how could I not be proud of myself? I think everybody deserves to be proud of themselves. No matter how real we want to be with ourselves, no matter how we are our harshest critic. I am my harshest critic, I know that. But I am gonna say yes. I have to be proud of myself, and I am proud of myself.
Of course, yes, I am proud of myself. With the things I've achieved in my whole life, with the knowledge I have right now, I think, yeah, I am proud of myself. I did not lose hope anywhere along the journey. And it was there was no wrong step that I took that I regretted in my whole life. So I think I am proud of myself.
I feel like I'm very proud of myself. I'm very proud that I've always been 100%. I've leaned into every curiosity I've had. I've just done what I felt, and I'm really proud of who I am now. I feel confident and happy and assured, I guess. So yeah, I am.
I wasn't supposed to be here for a lot of reasons, and a lot of people have gone through a lot of the stuff that I have gone through and not made it through, and somehow, for whatever reason, I kept pushing when there was always a lot of reasons to stop. And I am proud of myself because what I have done is extraordinary.
And that's a wrap. Thanks for tuning in, guys. You are gonna graduate next.
Thank you.
You are gonna graduate next.
You're gonna graduate.
You're gonna graduate. You're next.
Even us.
Even
us.
And we'll be there to film your documentary.
Feels like a threat.
And we'll be there.
To film your documentary.
Great.
That's great.